In this slide, I would like to introduce the HTML basic. It's really basic, and then next week we will enter the HTML in more deeper, maybe. So we will try to mix the first web page, and let's try to understand the basic of HTML. So the first HTML file or the first web page, you need to understand how to do the editing. So let's choose the HTML editor. In terms of the editing, you can use any editors like what I mentioned to you in the online. You can also have the online editors. You can use the Microsoft Word. You can use anything. I will use the Notepad++. Yeah. You can use also the Notepad. Let me show you. Memo jar. So you can use this memo jar. You can use this Notepad to make your HTML. But I would like to use the Notepad++. Because in this Notepad++ is the software is small. It's not that big like Microsoft Word. It is free and they support a lot of files. For example, if I want to save the file, so they support a lot of files like txt, SAS, ASM, and so on. Okay, so you can see there are many files type that they support. So the Notepad++ is very good. For example, now you can see the Python file. So you can make your Python code in Notepad++. You can make the, for example, yeah, MATLAB. Okay, so you can make the MATLAB code also using the Notepad++. You can make R programming language using Notepad++. So this very powerful editor. And this one, HTML. So you can make the hypertext markup language with Notepad++. So let me use the Notepad++. If you do not want to install in your computer, you can use the online editor. So before we go deeper into the code, so first let's find out how the structure of the HTML. HTML is comprised of elements and text. So text here, we need to check this one, HTML and backslash HTML. So if it is the HTML structure, it will begin with HTML with triangle bracket, and it will be ended with HTML with backslash and the triangle bracket. So you can see here, this is the beginning, this is the ending. So the ending will be always with the backslash. So the tag, okay, what does it mean by tag? The tag can be anything that has been provided by the system. If it is about the HTML, so the tag name is HTML. The ending should be the same with the tag name, which is HTML. So this is the ending because we have the backslash. Between this triangle bracket and between this one, we call it, this is the content. So we call this is the element. One element contains of text. Okay. One element, this one. We have the opening tag, we have the closing text, and we have the content. So in the HTML, describe the structure using two main sections. We have head and we have body. So head, you can see here, it begins with head and it ends with backslash slash head, and then body, and then slash body. Okay. Now let's go deeper into code. The HTML source code should be formatted to increase readability and facilitate debugging. Every block element should start on a new line. Every block element should be indented. And browser ignore multiple white space in the page source. So formatting is harmless. What does it mean? Okay. Every block element should start on the new line. Okay, like this one. It is just for easy understanding. This is one line. This is one line. This is one line. So we can make, this is one line because I just want to make it as simple. This is the title. And this is one line. This is another line. This is another line. This is another line. And this is another line. So that's the meaning by every block element should start on a new line. Every nested or block element should be indented. What does it mean by indented? This is indented. Okay. There is a space from the left until the beginning of the player. This is another indentation. There will be space from the beginning until this square triangle bracket. And then this line should be the same because it indicates the starting or the beginning, and this to indicate the ending. So the line should be the same in order to understand where is the code start and where is the code ends. Now it is not difficult because we have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there are only 9 lines. Before I show you like this, it is complicated. You cannot understand where is the line. What is the meaning by this code? Okay, so that's why for the first time, I think let's try to figure out the rule in order to make it easy to understand. So browsers ignore multiple white spaces in the page source. So formatting is harmless. Okay, so what does it mean? Let's see this one later. For the performance reasons, formatting can be sacrificed. Now let's see. For the first time, we can open a new editor, copy and paste the code on this right panel. Let's save the file and write the test.html. Double click on the file and see the result on your web browser. Okay, let's do one by one. Let's open the new editor. Okay, so in the Notepad++, or if you do not want to install it, so you can go to the Notepad like this one. So let's copy this code. Okay, copy this code. Let me put here. So after I copy this one, let's save it. Okay. I want to save the file. Save as. Let's say I want to put into the download. Let's see, I want to put here. Okay, so I have a folder in the download ISD 2025, and the file name will be extended as HTML. The file name will be extended as hypertext markup language. And then let's make the name as test. Okay, actually the name can be anything. Okay, test.html. When you put the name with the extension .html, now you can see the tag will be in the blue color. The original text will be in the black color. So this is in the black color. So if you already have this one, now let's go to this one and then let's double click. So you can see the page. This is some text. Okay, you can see to resolve. And then you can see my first HTML page. Okay, now let's see the code. In the head section, okay, I close the head and I put the title. So the title will be the title for the web browser. My first HTML, my first HTML page. Body. The body means what you want to see in the page. So the body now, this is some text. So you can see this one here. This is some text. So you can distinguish that head is something related to the head of the HTML, and the body is something related inside or something what you will see in the web browser. Okay, so you can see here like this one. Now let's say I want to make like this. Is it a problem? If I save it, okay, if I run again, no problem. Okay, now let's see. If I want to change like this, okay, Is it a problem? If I save and then I run again, no problem. Okay, what does it mean? So this is the meaning. Browser ignores multiple white spaces. So if you put a lot of white spaces in the page source, formatting is harmless. No problem. There is no problem with many white spaces. If you want to put like this one, like this one, this is also fine. No problem. Okay, everything can do. But the problem is when you work with your team, do your friends understand your code? It will be a problem if you don't make a regular code. Okay, so that's why there should be a kind of format so everyone can understand your code. So let me get back this one. If you put the code in the good format, of course, other people can understand easily. If you put the code without good format, other people cannot understand your code. Okay. So for the performance reasons, formatting can be sacrificed. That's also another things. Okay. So you don't need to consider any format. As long as your code is correct, then you can see the result. Yeah, as I mentioned to you, for every tag, there will be opening. And for every content, there will be opening and closing. Okay. Head, it means the header, or it is located at the top of the web browsers. And body, it is located in the content of the web page. Okay. Okay, so that's the overall, the overview of the HTML. Now, for today's class, I would like to just explain about the head. Okay, so we will continue about the body next week. So in the head section, actually, there are many things we can learn, but I think due to the time limitation, let's just learn something important. So the head section, it contains information that does not show directly on the viewable page. So does not show directly. So sometimes you cannot see the result in the page, but it affects your page. At the beginning, it will start after the doc type. So this doc type, we mentioned this is HTML. Okay. So HTML, it was a very old style. Now this people use XHTML. Sometimes they use the DHTML, okay, and so on. So there are many variants of HTML. But let's just understand the basic HTML at this moment. So after the doc type, we can continue with the HTML. So the HTML, this is the starting. You need to put the ending. So begins with the head and ends with slash head. Okay? Head and slash. It contains a mandatory single title. So to title my first HTML page. Now my question is, if I remove this one, Is it okay? Or is it error? Okay, let me see. And then let's check. No problem. Okay. But now the content will be different. As you can see, now the title is your file name, text.html. No error, but the content will not be suitable. Okay. So that's why contains mandatory single title, because the title can reflect what is this page, what is the name of this page. Okay. So the title should be placed between head and slash head. So the title can be changed, for example, yeah, half page. Okay, then it will be changed to half page. Okay, if you change the name, then it will be changed as well. It is used to specify a title in the window title bar. Okay, in the window title bar. Search engines and people rely on titles. So, you know, in Google, when they search your web page, at the first time, they will check your title. If your title matches with the search keywords, then your web page will appear on top. Some other things related to the head, you can use the meta, script, style, comments, and paste. Okay, so we will learn one by one. Meta. So meta means something that you want to put into your web page, and this is something description that they will not do anything, but it can work in some ways. For example, I want to give description. It means I want to know that this web page is about HTML tutorial, so I can give explanation. So whenever the Google search your web page, they will also check the content of your web page. Keywords. It means something about your web page is about HTML, web design, styles, and so on. This is also something that the search engine will check. And then author. Who is the author of this web page? For example, I put the name Bernardo. So it means I'm the author. So something only about the description of this web page. And there's also another kind of function. We call it the HTTP equiv. So there's another kind of definition. I will just give you one explanation like this one. So let's see. If I put this description in the head, so everything I explained today is in the head. So I put in the head. Is it okay if I put like this one without indentation? Not okay? Actually, it is okay. Okay. So I will just save and then let's do. It seems nothing happened, but it automatically go to Google. What happened? This is only description. This is about keywords. This is about author. And there is one function. This one is HTTP equivalent refresh. Refresh 0 kucing. Okay, and then the content is 5. So wait until 5 seconds, and then you will need to go to google.com. So this is a kind of programming inside the header of your HTML. Okay, so let's do one more time. So I double click here. So after 5 seconds, without doing anything, it will go to google.com. Okay. So there are other functions you can use in the HTML. Of course, yeah, it depends on what is the necessity. Okay. So the meta is the description. Yeah, what you want to describe about the content in your web page. Script. Script is used to embed the scripts into HTML document, and scripts are executed in the client's web browser. So scripts can live in the head and also in the body. So today I will just teach you script for the head. Script in the client side, we call it the scripting language. So we will learn later after the mid exam, we will learn JavaScript. JavaScript is not Java, it is different with Java. Although the name is similar, but it's different. Another kind of scripting language, we can use VBScript, Visual Basic Script. And there's also another script, we call it JScript, and previously it was ECMA script. So I will just focus on the JavaScript because it is the most popular programming language. So let's see, I will make this one. Let me copy this code. And then let me make another new file. I will paste on this one. Yeah, you can use this one, script example.html, or you can change the name as you want. So let me save as the file. Let me make a new folder. Let me make a new folder example. So there's another way to save the file. You can change the file home-sig. So you can change the file type. You can change to all types. And then let's say I want to make the scripting example.html. So you can make like this one. Okay. Scripting underbar example.html. So you define your file in advance. But the file type should be all types. So once you finish with this one, when you save it, now the file will be in the HTML format. If it is in the HTML format, you can see this is the blue color. And then if you are correctly manage the tag, you can see this one. Yeah, you can click. You can click. Okay. So you can know what is the section of the body, what is the section of header, and so on. Now, the title is JavaScript example, and there is a script. And then in the body, I would like to run the script. Okay, so there is a function, and I want to run the script. So let's see. Script example. Hello. Okay. So the hello word, it is here. Hello word, it is written in the JavaScript. So if it is in the JavaScript, we need to define with the script because HTML and JavaScript is different. And we need to describe this one is the JavaScript. So that's the way to do with script. Okay. We will check again with another kind of JavaScript after mid-exam. style. What is the meaning by style? The style means I want to make some styling. I can change the text color. I can change the background color. I can put something into the page. Okay. So let's make a very simple style. Let me just copy and paste this one. Let me make a new one. So I have the style. And let me save it. Let me just make all types. Style example.html. So if it is script, then you need to define what is the code that you want to use. Let's say, in this case, I want to use JavaScript. So I describe using JavaScript. If it is the style, I need also describe what is the code. In this case, I use CSS. So at this moment, I will not may explain all these details, but this one, P, means the paragraph. It means if the style starts with P, the font size will be 12 and the line height will be 12. For the P and the first letter, that P, the font size is 200%. And then if it is span, so we can see span, then transform the text into uppercase. Okay, so that's the meaning. Now let's see what happened if I run. Okay, then you can see the first letter will be very big. Why? Because the font size is 200%. The other is just 12. Okay, the font size is 12 and the line height is 12. The span transform the text into uppercase. So that's uppercase. Because we put this one into span, then because it is span, then all the text transform into uppercase. So this is what we call it as the style. We can change the color. We can change whether it is bold or italic or underbar, underscore, and so on. So we will check those details next week. Description or comments. So comments should start with the triangle bracket and also with the exclamatory sign with dash dash. So if you use this one, it means you will not run. So it will just give a description. What is the meaning by your code? Okay, this is the code to show the HTML. This is to show the hyperlink to the website. Okay, so it will not be executed. So that's meaning by comments. And the last one that I want to explain is about base. So base, we have the base tag. Specify the base URL and or target for all relative URL in the document. The base tag must have either an href or a target attribute present or both. Okay, so maybe it is easy to understand with the examples. Let me make it into the code. Base example. Okay, so in this code, we have the head and we have the base. The base is this website. HTTPS www.w3schools.com. And then the target is blank. Okay. And in the body, there is a tag here, HTML based tag. And then we will do this one, tags / tag underbar paste dot ASP. Okay, now let's see. So you can see there is a link like this, HTML based tag. The target blank attribute is to open a new window. So if you click in this one, then it will go to w3schools.com. What does it mean? This is the base. So usually we call it, this is home. Okay. In home, like in our school, the home is www.hof.ac.kr. That's the home, or we call it base. And if we click on this one, we can go to another link that is connected to this web3schools.com. So you can see text.tagbase ASP. It is text / tagbase.asp. Now, for example, let's go here. Maybe this one. Okay. So in order to do this one, I can have another. So I can put this one, text HTML acronym tag. So I can make this one. Okay, let me again do this one. Sorry, this example. Okay, then you will have two, HTML base tag and then HTML acronym tag. If I click acronym tag, then it will go to the text tag acronym.asp. If I click the base tag, then it will go to text tag underbar base.asp. Okay, so that's the meaning by base. So everything that you do here, it will be connected to the base or home directory. So it happens because we use in the header section. So the header section is something important, okay, but we cannot explore many things. So yeah, I will stop here. We already learned many things about the head. And then we learn about title, style, and simple link, meta, script, and base. This is for the head. Okay. And next week, I will focus on the body because there are many things that we can learn for the HTML in the body section. Okay, any questions?